LEDs in the cup holder. Thought I'd take a quick video. I have a Monte Carlo 2000 LS, and I put red LEDs in the cup holders because the car is red and it looks nice. And nobody really makes videos for these, and I can't stress enough how badly that pissed me off. There was one really undetailed one that I barely even understood. But this is in the dark. I'll show you again in the light. They look pretty cool. They're pretty bright, the ones that I bought anyways. I have a switch. I don't know. I'd like to see if the light was on. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But here, I'll come over here. I'll click this. I also have red feet lights. Those are not neons. That's custom. What I did was found a piece of red transparent, not really tint, but it was more of a plasticky stuff. And if you look, I have it like glued around there. This one. Kind of made a mount for the driver's side one out of the top of a spray paint can. But back to these LEDs. If you go to Radio Shack, the LEDs are expensive as hell, but tell you what, they have the perfect ones. They're like flush mount kinda, and they have a bolt on them, and it's just about perfect. So I bought 2 of those, and then I was gonna put one back there in this little compartment, which I'll still probably do now that I know that it's easy. But they're down in the console. There are already 2 pre-made holes built perfectly the size of rocker switches. So you don't even need to drill any holes to put these in. Well, except for in the cup holders. But alright, I'll just get to taking the console off. In this thing here, there's a mat. It lifts up if you try hard enough. It's kind of flush now, but that mat will lift up and there will be one single screw under there, like right towards the front, kinda. And then that's the only screw that you have to take out to get this. The actual console part compared to the rest, the one big piece, the console doesn't actually come out, but everything else does. The console has there's a rubber mat down inside and a couple bolts, but I unscrewed those and it turned out to be a complete waste of time. There's only one screw you need to take out, and then the rest is all clips, and you can just pull it off, but be careful when you do. Make sure in front of this cup holder, there's this little plate here, pop that off so that you could detach the cigarette lighter so that you don't rip it, because you need that to do these lights. And then the first things you should pop off are probably right up here at the top. You should just kind of like pull up on that. Well, no, I don't want to do one right now. Everyone's sleeping. But there are 2 here, and then after that, it's all just pop right off. And you need to put it in the lowest gear to actually finagle it off. But what it looks like under there is the cigarette lighter up here. Let me see if I can't brighten this up now. But the cigarette lighter, it has a wire running the whole way down back to here conveniently. So what I did was I took that wire like right in the middle, right about here, and I cut it in half, pulled some slack from both ends so it's a little bit longer so you can connect them better. And then I basically took another wire and twisted all 3 together to make an extra positive wire, and did that to the negative also to make an extra negative wire. And once I did that, I fed the positive wire straight back to the switch back here inside the console, and then the negative wire directly to this rear light. And then from the switch I had another positive wire coming to the rear light, and of course that positive wire I put 3 on the positive. I twisted 3 together on the positive wire on the actual LED so that I would have another extra positive to come up to this light. And where I originally split it, I actually twisted together 4 negatives, but I did it with a certain connector, so I didn't have to do it. But it was like a clampy connector, but I had 4 negatives, and I just had one negative going to here and one going to here, and that was pretty easy. But it took me an extremely long time to do this, because no one had any videos, and the rocker switch, everyone told me to put the wires on the wrong 2 prongs, and I tried to figure it out. I tried everything except for that. I looked up all this stuff on how to increase voltage, but eventually I said screw it, and I put them back in with the low power, because it only lit up a little bit whenever I had them attached to the wrong prongs. And then I guess the wires bumped for a second, and they flashed bright, so I switched the prongs, and I was extremely happy. So, yeah, it's pretty easy if you have a tutorial like this on how to do it. This isn't a perfect tutorial, but once you figure out how to get the console off, it's extremely easy. Alright, thanks. Hope I help. Comment.